Welcome back to Financial Minds Meet the Experts. I'm your host, Jaime Agostino. On this podcast, we're joined by financial industry experts to talk about topics, trends, and themes that credit union professionals need to know about. Today, I'm sitting down with Sara Kennedy, Senior Vice President of Associate Experience at Members First Federal Credit Union. Sara, welcome. I'm so glad to have you with me today.
Thanks so much, Jaime.
Well, would you mind just telling our listeners a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. I've been at the credit union now almost 5 years, and I am an HR nerd and a training geek, and I love everything about what I do. I've spent over 20 years in the industry and love our credit union, and I'm excited to tell you about our associate experience.
Wonderful. I'm excited to hear it. So today's topic is employee benefits and employee retention. So what do the benefits package at Members First look like?
We think about benefits from a total compensation standpoint, and we're most proud of our award-winning 401k. If our associates put in 5% of their pre-taxed income, then the credit union gives a 10% match. So it's basically a 2-for-1. Beyond that, we are huge on promotion from within and offer a comprehensive tuition program. So anyone that wants to get an associate's or a bachelor's degree, we offer $5,250 a year in tuition assistance. And if you've already got your undergraduate degree, no problem. Then to get a master's degree, we offer up to $10,000 in a calendar year towards schooling. Wow. We also, when we hire new associates in, we look at the work experience that they bring with you and give them PTO credit to help offset any loss. We've got a dynamic learning and development team that has built robust leadership development programs. And I got to tell you about FOND. So we have a program that we call Care Cards, which is how we send internal peer recognition to each other. We do that through a platform called FOND. So it's all visible. We can see these cards that we send to one another. Managers get FOND point buckets, and throughout the year, associates can earn FOND points, which we can then use to buy Members First swag, other gift cards, and the most popular thing for people to do is to use their FOND points to buy more PTO.
Ooh, nice. I love it. That's wonderful. I'm currently going back for my MBA, so I'd really be taking advantage of that. So that's wonderful. What's the typical process when determining what benefits should be included in the benefits package for employees?
Yeah, I really appreciate that question. I think it's two things, right? I think it starts with really talking to associates and asking them what's working, what's not working, what do you need? What do you see? I love to talk with folks and kind of understand what benefits do people in your life have, maybe your partner or family members or other folks in the community. And then we also work very aggressively with our benefits partner, Alera, to benchmark to the market. So what else is happening out there? How do we stay ahead of those trends to be as competitive as we can?
Wow. And you kind of hinted at it, but do you believe it's beneficial then to poll employees to see what they want in a package?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You've got to keep your hand on the pulse. And I think that does a couple of things for you. One, you can learn what people want, but also it gives you a sense of whether or not your associates understand either the benefits that they have or the value of those benefits. And I'll give you an example of that. We had talked a lot about offering a high deductible plan and a Members First HSA. And rather than just toss it out there during open enrollment, we spent a good year ahead of time talking with associates, having roundtables, explaining to them how a high deductible plan works. First dollar coverage can be really scary, especially if you've never been in a plan like that before. So making sure that they understood it, educating them on the HSA, and thinking about what would Members First contribution be into that, and then talking to people about picking the right benefits for where they need in their life and leveraging that Members First as an HSA savings vehicle for things that you could use beyond just maybe your immediate medical needs.
Wow. All right. So You also kind of mentioned about training programs. You offer training programs and advancement opportunities. Can you tell me more about those?
Absolutely. Over 32% of our associates received a promotion last year. It's
Wow.
crazy. We're growing and promoting and moving people around. So we've got these robust programs to help people get to where they want to be. The path to leadership starts with a program that we call STAR. Through the STAR program, which runs every year, people can learn those frontline supervision skills like communication, leadership, as well as professional maturity. We then layer that with a program that we call AIM, which is focused on our supervisors that want to be those mid-level leaders. As we've developed that, we partnered with a local school, Central Penn College, to look at what are those 2 college courses that we could weave into this program along with our Members First content. And then we said to ourselves, let's grow our own executive leaders. And we've created a program called LEAP, partnering with Rising Sun Consultants to help them come in and educate us on the 10 keys of effective leadership, something beyond those supervision skills, and then wrapping members first experiences around that, like conversations with our chiefs and other exposures to the executive team. We've also partnered with Elizabethtown College to create what we're calling cohorts. We have 2 and hopefully a 3rd cohort coming up this fall, which are smaller groups of people going through the same master's level courses. And when they complete it, then they have a master's certificate in leadership. And it's not just about leadership anymore. We also believe in developing our own ITS people. And just this year, we've launched a prototype of something that we're calling BITS, which is Boot Camp for ITS. We're very excited to get people thinking about not just their leadership path, but also the technical paths they can follow at Members First. And in this program, we're introducing associates to folks in software engineering, allowing them to mentor and try things out, write some code, play around with some buttons, learn some things on the computer, and just see if a technical career might be of interest to them.
Wow. And I mean, every day technology is changing. So what a great way to kind of stay ahead of that. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
What would you say is the main highlight of your benefits package?
Well, it's pretty hard to argue with a 10% match in the 401k, right? And when you couple that with 32% of our associates got a promotion last year, right? Those 2 things are pretty powerful. I'm also really proud of our medical plan design. The way that we have that structured, we have the silver plan, which is kind of that entry, a basic PPO, priced fair to the market. And we start there with associates and say, if you want more coverage, you can buy up to gold. If you don't want to deal with co-insurance, if you want a little bit lower copay, you can pay a little bit more for gold, or you can buy down to the bronze plan, which is that high deductible plan. And when we rolled it out, we said, think about price your benefits against that silver plan. You're going to pay less for bronze. You're going to pay less for the high deductible plan. Take that difference of your own premium money and put it into your Members First HSA and save that for the future. I think the other thing too that's really cool about that program is not only is it thoughtfully designed, but the longer an associate stays with us, their premiums actually go down. So when they hit 5 years of service and 10 years of service, we, as a thank you for their tenure, we actually lower their premium payments the longer that they're here.
Wow. Wow. Why is it important to make sure that you're offering more than just competitive pay to your employees and associates?
Yeah, I feel like, we're in this post-pandemic world and people want more than just a paycheck. And I think we see that and we hear it in the market. People are walking away from jobs and taking pay cuts to get a better quality of life, more flexibility, a leader that cares about them. And I think that's why we have to think about employment from that total compensation standpoint. What are all of the things that I get as an associate of Members First? I think too, people are craving connection more than ever. We have 4 different associate resource groups that feed our culture, that allow people to get involved and contribute to the organization. And we've also got a robust well-being committee that's driving programming behind the scenes to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves holistically.
All right, Sarah. Final question. Great pay or great benefits? Which do you think is the most important to employees?
Gosh, that's so hard, right? That's so hard to pick. I'm going to go with great benefits. I think that people want to be there, to see their whole selves seen. And the paycheck is just one component of it. They want the great medical benefits. They want the involvement. One of the things that our well-being committee did this year was an all associate well-being fair, where we all got together, we got to interact with different vendors, we got to win some fond points, we got to think about our well-being. We're currently celebrating Mental Health Awareness Month and raising awareness and supporting our associates with that. So I think people really want it all, and I think they want more than just a paycheck.
All right. Well, this has been a great conversation, Sarah. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to chat with me a little bit today. And I'm sure our listeners will find this very insightful. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jamie.
All right. Today's episode of Financial Minds is brought to you by iCare Employee Benefits. Viso Financial has teamed up with Interlusions to give credit unions a chance to lower overall health care costs while retaining or improving coverage for employees. Through this partnership, credit unions have access to 2 different types of employee benefits programs, depending on how many employees you have at the credit union. For credit unions with 20 or more insured employees, there is an iCare program. And for credit unions with less than 20 insured employees, there is an iCare health plan, which again has no minimum employee requirements. The iCare health plan was created specifically with small credit unions in mind. For more information about the iCare program, please visit the additional services page of Viso Financial's website at www.vfccu.org. As always, thanks for listening and make it a great day.